Is it the perfect retake?
Yo, brother. Yeah, we need it to be right now. We've obviously come down to that 38 wall that we were talking about, possibly on that could possibly happen on the weekend. We hit it. We still have the dominance, trailing down quite strong. We have the alts holding a lot better than what Bitcoin is. They did take a little smack when Bitcoin started breaking the 39K region. But now we're on the next trend, brother, and we're at that next point again on, what do we do? Is that your trend line?
So why does your chart look so different from my chart? Why have you taken a completely different trend? Like my trend still says we could go down to levels of like 36 and a half if you were to touch
take the top of your trend line there. Make sure it's touching that top wick.
Okay, it is. Here we go. Touching the top wick.
Bring it down a little bit so it's touching nicely.
There you go.
No, touch the top wick. You're not touching the top wick. You're going to move the bottom. Yeah, now move the top one up, the bottom one. Move it up to touching that other wick. Okay. Now we're looking a little bit more. There we go.
But couldn't you argue that this was just an anomaly and that actually
maybe it was.
Look, regardless of all of that, I'm going to show you what I did this weekend. I actually aped into a whole lot of coins. I'm now fully invested on my KuCoin portfolio. I'm fully invested on the KuCoin portfolio.
Oh, great. Yeah, I'm looking to release the rest as well. Fantastic.
We'll talk about that today. We'll also show you whether we think the worst is over or whether we think the worst is not over. That's what we're going to do today. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Click. Have you heard the news? What? With his finger on the pulse, it's like Sheldon knew. Click. When the sniper shoots, we got Sheldon on the chart, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. So enter the sniper, click. Time to be dedicated, sniper mode is activated. Explosions in the market are in target and Sheldon demonstrates. Mirror on the wall, Master Sheldon tell us all. We got Sheldon on the chart, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. Enter the sniper, click. Enter the sniper. Enter the sniper.
Sheldino.
That's the most catchiest part. What's up, brother? Before we jump in, how was the weekend, bro?
You want to hear something funny? So you see this KuCoin? You see this KuCoin QR code that we've been pushing? This one in our beautiful ad. Telling everyone that if you scan it or if you sign up using the referral link below, you win a Bitcoin. Now, remember what happened to Coinbase? What happened to Coinbase when they did the advert?
It crashed.
So ours also crashed. So on Friday night, I've got the community saying ours also crashed, but different reasons. Ours crashed because we didn't pay. We used the QR code on a 1 week free trial. And we never bought a QR code plan. So we just crashed because we never paid for a plan. Not because too many people were clicking it. But nonetheless, very similar. Very similar.
Phenomenal, dude.
All right. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Hope you all had a good weekend. To the new people, welcome. Subscribe to our channel. Like this content. Join the family. Join the community. We're in this through the good and the bad. And it hasn't been so good for a while now. It hasn't been so good for 102 days. It's been 102 days since I think the top. And it hasn't been good for 102 days. But we're here and we're bringing you content every single day. And you know why we bring you content every single day? One, because we've been through this before and we know that once the market goes down, inevitably the market goes up again. And we kind of also know what to do. And this is what we do. We change lives. We want to bring financial freedom to as many people as possible. And that means being here with you guys in the good time and the bad times. And actually now is the most important time. And I'll tell you why now is the most important time. Because now is when you want to be preparing your bags for when the market turns up. That's exactly what's happening. And it's scary. It's scary for me like it's scary for you guys. I mean, you remember the KuCoin portfolio? the KuCoin portfolio was at 50,000, then it went down to 37,000. My KuCoin portfolio right now is sitting at 33,282, so I'm almost 50% down. But I'm trading my way out of it. And I'll show you. I'll show you what's in here to trade my way out of it. That's what we're going to be talking about today.
And I think it's interesting, brother. Like, one thing that sort of came to my mind as well is, in this last 2 years, we've had a raging bull cycle. Like, we've had some really fantastic gains in the market. But who really made the money? It was the guys from 2017 and 2018.
Obviously.
It was the guys from the previous bull cycle. And, you sort of think that we're fighting another one now, where we're fighting another accumulating zone where it's just come off a raging market. And it may be now where you're obviously staggering your entries and you're getting the right coins for the next cycle. You know what I mean? And the next cycle is where the true money is made. And this is a simple flush out. I remember how many guys got absolutely destroyed by buying the top 2017. They got out and they bought back last year when Bitcoin was around 60K again. And it was literally the same cycle. And I think it's a big thing, Ren, to get into people's minds why they're here right now and why they're doing this every day. And why they're in at this specific time and how it plays out, that it may not be right now in the next month or two. We're just in that very emotional market. Like, I actually wanted to bring up, like, I am so off not fundamentals, but news right now. Like, I really don't give a shit about it anymore. Like, it is creating so much emotion and drastic movement. There's not even volume back in these dumps right now. Like, it's literally people panicking out of the market the whole time. Like, it's actually ridiculous. It's like a bunch of people that just don't have control of their emotions right now. And it's like, they hear something bad, they all sell out their whole portfolio. They hear something good, they all buy in fully on their portfolio. Like, it's So
this is interesting. So if you bought the very, 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 very top of 2017, you bought here. Okay, that's if you bought the very, very, very top of 2017. If you bought the very top of 2017, you're still 2x your money, even though you're in this dip. Okay, so you still double your money. So if the time to make millionaires is not here. You don't make millionaires here. This is where millionaires actually cash out. You make millionaires here, because if you would have bought here when everybody was fearful, then that is when you can ride this entire wave up, right? So what people want, unfortunately, is people want to come in over here. They want to come in here. This is the exact cycle. They want to come in here once the market has run. They come in. It's like, okay, what am I buying? Which one am I? Solana, Avalanche. Which one must I buy? And they buy here. And then for 2 weeks they make money. They think, genius. I'm a genius.
Let me sell the car. Let me take a loan.
The genius is the person that actually bought Solana over here when Solana was trading at 1 cent or 10 cents. That's the real genius.
But even Ren, like, even if the guys did buy the tops of this cycle, they don't understand the importance of staying in this market through this time for the next cycle. Because we can be looking at 100K Bitcoin the next time, and it doesn't matter where you bought. Like, that's all that I'm trying to say is, the top peaks of 2017 were sitting at a $20,000, $90,000 Bitcoin. You're sitting at $1,300 Ethereum. You're sitting, if you go look at all the other coin prices, it was ridiculous where they were at. And even though after that they all had 80% corrections, they had 2 years of nothingness. They had nothing, but 3 years later, you are way ahead, even though we've just had a 50% correction of the market, where you're at. And I think it's just the importance of people understanding why they're here right now and why it's important to be staying through this phase, not mattering where you bought, and learning through this thing, because you're actually playing for the next cycle now. You've missed the last cycle, and that's the sad reality of it. We've missed the last cycle that's happened. It's gone for now. But there is new ones to come in the future. And what is your best trade, Ryan? That is such an important lesson, dude. Like, it's a massive lesson. The $35,000 in 2017 turned into $35 million by you holding the damn token. You know what I mean?
I guarantee you that everyone that is here right now and invested in good quality right now, or putting their money into good quality right now, lands up making money.
In the next year, 2 years, it doesn't matter. As an investment now, you're buying good fundamental tokens, you're going to make money in the future. It doesn't matter. It's just about surviving this stage.
3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, doesn't matter.
The problem is people lose all their money before the bull cycle comes. And that's the problem, is they play too much in the time where it's no money to really be made. And same for us. We've been, not fundamental investment entries have been phenomenal the last month. Like all of these things, I think are going to be fantastic in the next year. Time to sort of play. But I think people are trying to be too clever in a market where the money's not there just yet. And by the time the bull cycle comes, you've used majority of your thing. And I think it's such an important lesson for everyone just to recap and go back. I'm tired of this emotion, Ran. I'm tired of this market doing this, dude, because of a war and because of this and because of that. People are selling because of that stuff. Can you believe it? People are getting out of the market. Yeah,
there's this guy called Petrozol. Did you see him? Petrotrol. I just took his comment off the screen. He says, yeah, but you've been saying that since October last year. Dude, a cycle is not 5 months. If you think that you're in blockchain technology to make money in 5 months, that's not the cycle. The cycle is you buy when the market is low, and you're going to hold these coins for the next 2, 3, 4 years, and then you're going to make 10x's and 100x's or not. We're not here for 6 months.
But that's it, Ran. Like that's what we're saying. Obviously, for like investment-wise, what we buy now in the future, you'll soon see that's nothing to prove there. But that is exactly the point and the mistake that I made in November and October. Is I listened to Plan B, I listened to the news, I listened to the shit, and I fell for the same damn trap of it all. Like this emotion, like FUD thing is pathetic right now. Like, look at where we're at right now. Look where in the cycle we're buying right now and understand what you're buying at the value that you're buying it now. And in the next year or two, you sort of smile. We got sucked in it too, guys. And this is why you watching the show every day is going to show how next time, how we recover and how we don't do the same stupid mistakes. I got sucked. Everyone got sucked. Plan B was hitting it 3 months in a row. It's going, it's this. And all of a sudden our whole view changes of everything. And we get stuck onto the whole FUD and then this whole sort of thing. And what happens? The exact opposite. That's another lesson in the book. But where we're buying these coins right now and the right coins right now, I'm pretty 100% sure in the next year to 2 years, these things are way. The next cycle, may it be in the next 2 months, may it be in the next year. All the previous millionaires that were made on this last run were from 2017, 2018. They made tons because they stayed through it. They fought through the bear cycle, and they all became damn millionaires by doing that. And we're at that similar phase again right now.
Exactly. Preach, brother.
Sorry, dude. It's like I can't sit there. I enjoyed my weekend. I went to the beach,
brother.
man. I went to this. Preach. I had fun. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not falling for this stupid crap that's going on in the world.
I was buying. I sat here the whole weekend. I sat here the whole weekend like a degen ape. Sheldon,
if you have powder, buy the dips. You know what I mean? Like you're sitting at great levels right now. But Ren, what is going on in the world right now, brother? Can you give me your 2 cents on like?
I don't care what's going on. I don't care what's going on. I think it's all priced in. It's all priced in.
Dude, that's ridiculous.
You want my view? My view is there's probably not going to be a war in Russia and Ukraine. That's my view. My view is that Putin knows that he's outpowered, and that he wanted to bring the US to the negotiating table, and I think he got his way. I don't really care about what's happening in Russia and Ukraine because fundamentally that's not going to make a difference to whether blockchain technology disrupts the world. In fact, what did I do this weekend? I remember what Sheldon said to me. Sheldon said to me, go pull up the Tornado Cash chart.
I don't know if I got it here again. Let me let it quick. What's it?
Because my brother Sheldon said to me, I had itchy fingers to buy Tornado on Friday. And my brother Sheldon said to me, your entry point is between
35.
He said to me, 32 to 36 is your entry point. You said that to me. And this weekend, it came into 34.50. There I was. I caught it at 34.50. There I was. I took my KuCoin portfolio. I took some money. I put some money into the MetaMask. Remember, I said I'm using CoinStats, so you can see what's in my portfolio in the MetaMask and in KuCoin. And then I landed up buying Tornado Cash. I paid $34. Bang! It's at $42 today. Back up there. So same thing with Chingari. Chingari was your chart of the week last week. Aped into Chingari. Aped into it.
I think
now it's nearly doubled.
Yeah. It's done good. And I think that's just to be very fussy for those prices too. Don't change it. Great, brother. I'm glad you got it. Well done, dude. That's fantastic.
Still not enough. I need to ask you if I should. I still need to know if I should be buying now or waiting because I still don't have enough.
You're only going to buy if it's same zone right now. Otherwise, we're waiting for the next flow. Same zone is where you can load up some more. So I think let's Let's jump in and go have a look. So we obviously broke short-term momentum trend that we were running, since Bitcoin hit the big strong rally up. And now what it's done is, remember we had this big sell wall that was sitting around 44 to 46. Now the big sell wall has turned into our previous support wall. Remember we had a strong buy wall between 40,000 and 42,000. This now simply just becomes a flip for now. And this is where sort of the shorters now and the bears are going to try to hold this sort of trend right now. Where we're going to have a big sell wall sitting between 42,000 at this point. We now have the big buy wall, which is sitting around 37 to 39, and there's one more wall sitting at around 34 to 35. For now, we're fighting the bigger one right now. And one thing that is a positive is it took very long for this daily RSI to get through to the bottom. It literally took the matter of 10 days to get down. We do now have a 8-hour, 12-hour, and a 10-hour RSI oversold, which is good. Exactly. The last time we were there was when Bitcoin was sitting at the 35K zone. So we got a really good rally after that. The only thing is now we are behind a below trend right now. So we do want to see, because look at this, right? Do you see any massive increase in volume here? Like, this is not true. Like, this is shakeout volume. This is scared volume. This is fear volume. It's not big institutional selling volume. It's not big guys selling. It's not, anything happening there right now. So we're getting a big exaggeration, but the big guys aren't buying yet. And that's what's quite interesting right now, is we're not getting any massive buying volume at the zone just yet. So is there a possibility for a little bit lower to 37 or hover sideways here? Maybe they're testing the waters to see, is the weekends out yet? Are these guys shaked out yet? Once they shake that enough and they can move the market quickly, it's the same thing. They're able to reclaim then a lot of possession with low volume. So they want this volume to taper down. So I am looking at this market calm down over the next 2 days, that we get this volume down to like very minimal. When it gets down to very minimal and we're in a sideways phase there, they can move it quickly and then they can reclaim this very fast. They're basically testing, guys. They got the fishing rod in right now. They're seeing if there's any more fish. They've already destroyed half of them along this little shakeout. And now they're waiting to see. If there's not yet, because you can see the big guys haven't bought in just yet. They haven't been loading up. So we have that right now. The positives we still have is we still have the higher trend. We still have that. I redrew that trend line again, and we are on a nice little test now on where we're sitting. So that's a positive. All the RSIs are reset. We still have a higher low. We have bullish divergence. So we still have the same sort of sets. We just want to start seeing volume increase at these levels, that the big guys are starting to get a bit interested. This is another positive for us too as well, is we had the little, when Bitcoin went to 39K or anywhere in that zone, we did have the dominant spike a little bit. And that's because it got to a critical level. And now you can see the dominance is tanking again completely. Like, it literally broke trend, it tested beautifully, and now we're looking for the first major lower low. Like you can see, these were all the lows here. We were making higher lows the whole point. And now we're getting a nice, big, strong diversification from Bitcoin back into the altcoins. So that's probably why, if we look today, we can see how the altcoins, Bitcoin's sitting at 0%, and a lot of alts are 5-4%. They're raging quite quickly. So we will maybe have a slow shift in dominance if Bitcoin does go to that 30K again. They want to protect Bitcoin there. But we flipped the cycle now, where the last, for the last month, we've had Bitcoin running dominance up, meaning when the market was raging upwards, Bitcoin was in favor. And it was pulling down, the alts were in favor. Now we've flipped that reverse again, where the market turns bullish. We have a major rally from the alts, outperformance of Bitcoin. But if the markets turn, we then also still have the alts pulling back bigger. So the alts range has gotten bigger now. The volatility has gotten bigger in the alts now, definitely. And what I've been doing right now is I haven't been allowing the stupid emotion. I've obviously loaded up so much on investment-wise, and I know these things will do great in the future over the next year. But I've just been playing some small little trades as well, because I'm tired of selling my coins now for living expenses and stuff. So I'm opening little trades. I've opened one recently right now in Theta for a short-term trade, $30,000 trade, to make the money for now, for the week spending money and these sort of things. I'm just going back to my first habits of when I didn't have money and how I started this game, to stop. I'm not going to get shaken out by this damn emotion. And I think it's a very important lesson for everyone, brother. So how are you feeling? What you've been buying? And what are you thinking?
I'm running out of cash, to be honest. I'm completely running out of cash.
And I feel that's where the community is at as well. You know what I mean?
I'm
And
running
that's
out
why
of
it's
cash.
important for them to understand that even if you are out of cash now and you've bought these levels, you're doing this for the next cycle. You're not doing it for right now. What you're doing now is your hard work. The next cycle will reward you. You just gotta survive this cycle. You survive this cycle, the next cycle is gonna reward you. I feel like a lot of the community is out of cash right now. They've bought. Now what? You know what I mean? And it's a
So let me give you some insight. Let me give you some insight as to like what I've been doing, just so that, I mean, in the instance of transparency with the community and everything else. There were a few things that I saw which were very good and very cheap this weekend. I think the market panicked a little bit unnecessarily this weekend, and so I took advantage of it. So I loaded. I'm showing you this on the CoinStats. I'm not showing you my big portfolios, obviously. So I bought Tornado Cash because I just think that everybody's starting to use Tornado Cash. Like it or not, I mean, whether you like privacy, don't like privacy, everybody's using it. And the market's now realizing the power and value of this protocol, which has only got $100 million market cap at the moment, or fully diluted of like $400 million. So
every time it drops, people are buying it up. You can see
yeah,
it very clear.
so I bought this. I also bought some Algorand. So this is not reflecting it, but what I did was I took the KuCoin portfolio and I sold some of my NIA and I put some into Algorand because I kind of said, look, NIA is good and Algorand is good. These are both very high. They're not Solana, Avalanche. They're much riskier players. But you know, for Algorand to double to get to 170, that would happen before Solana got to say 200, 250. And the same thing with NIA protocol. Still holding my Rune. Then Moonriver. So there was an amazing trade to be captured this weekend. I don't know if the trade's still around there, but Moonbeam, which is the sister of, it's Moonriver's prettiest sister. So like you got, you know, like Moonriver and Moonbeam are like two sisters, right? So like Moonriver is like, she's much more fun. Like going out with Moonriver is much more fun, but she's not as classy. She's not as refined. She doesn't wear high heels and shit. And then you got Moonbeam. Moonbeam, she's like full of makeup. And, you know, like she's full of makeup. She always wears high heels. She's like the type of girl that wears sweatpants and high heels walking around the house. Because that's how, like, you know, I'm on polka dot. I'm not on Kusama. I'm on polka dot. You know, like, so exactly. So what I did was there was a token unlock on Moonbeam, and it took the price. Look at that. It took the price of Moonbeam down from like 350 down to 230 at one point, or 215. Like you see that. So I climbed in. I'm just thinking like Moonbeam at a valuation. I think the fully diluted valuation must be $2.5 billion or something. Yeah, there's a billion tokens, so about $2.5 billion. That's a good entry point for me. So I bought some of those. Thor chain I've got some Credos now. I've got some Energy Web token. Now you look at this portfolio. Okay, look at this portfolio. If I do nothing on this portfolio and just wait for the cycle, chances are most of these protocols are going to be here in the next cycle, and chances are some of them are going to make a lot of money in the next cycle. So now I just chill. I sit on my hands. I'm chilled. Here I am. I'm chilled.
Oh, right. Think about it. You got Fantom when? 2018, 2017. When did you get Fantom?
Yeah.
When did it make you tons of money? It made you tons of money like 2 years later, like, you know, tons of money when
Let me show you
that.
Let me show you something. Let me show you. Here's a chart here. So this is Fantom. Everyone knows it. Everyone's seen it. Now look here. For years, I mean, I was here at the beginning because that's when I got my token. And for years, it traded, look, under 1 cent, 0.0007, under 1 cent, 1 cent, under 1 cent, 2 cents, 1 cent, 2 cents, 1 cent, 2 cents. January 2021.
And that's a big range. That's like 100% range. Like that's exactly where we're at now.
1 cent, January 2021. 5,000 active addresses on Fantom. No one's using Fantom. Nothing. You would have thought from here to here, you would have thought Fantom was dead. And then it turns and it goes exponentially. Now people are saying, oh my goodness, this market is so bad. Hey, if you bought Fantom over here, you've made yourself 85x, and you're in the peak of a bear market.
Even look at the just before July. Look how we had that high. Look at that. That's very similar to the range where we had at now. Then we had a big ass shakeout, big ass down. And look, there was the money wasn't to be made right then. But look how if you waited for the next cycle, you know what I mean? What then came from it? And it's very similar to where we're at now in the market right now. The charts are looking super similar to those things. So, you know, you're working at that range, and same here. You know, you were speaking about Algorand. Here's the same thing here. You look at ALGO last year, 2 years ago in 2020. You know what I mean? It literally dropped from the top to the bottom here. It dropped 70% down to the bottom stage. There was no money to be made here. The next cycle, it rewarded you. Good fundamental tokens, good understanding. Same thing here. Next cycle, it rewarded you. And look where it's at now again. We're sitting at 74% down from all-time high. So I like that you bought ALGO, brother. That's really good. I'm going to scroll through these very quickly. Not going to explain much of them right now, but we're at the very similar regions. But the alts are making higher lows at this point. They are definitely showing the stronger trend. They're waiting for Bitcoin to get its shit together, but that dominance is in good favor right now. And we have green days. We're going to have nice catch-ups from alts. I think investment-wise, the dollar costing zone is beautiful for these zones. Remember, you're building your portfolios for the next cycle for now. When the market finally erupts and we get big change of structure, then we can change the strategies. But that should be the main strategy for now. You look at ETH, you look at Sand, Sand still higher low in play. You look at Mana, still holding a big amount of strength. Look at Gala, still holding a big amount of strength. Link is at just a long-term investment entry. Look at Solana. I think Solana investment-wise, dollar costing zone, where we at. Look at Cardano, where we at. Look at Matic, where we at. Look at AVAX, where we at.
Solana's still up 100x in 12 months. Maybe not 100, but maybe 60x in 12 months.
I think it was $1 at the beginning of last year, wasn't it?
Yeah. And let's just quickly just go back on your chart. So people need perspective. People.
You see here, guys, look at this. Some guys bought this top. They bought this top. And they thought it was the end of the world when it dropped down to flipping $17. And then it rained. Then it rained. And then look at the next cycle.
That's when we were discussing, and I bought at $38, and you laughed at me. Do you remember? It was $38, and you laughed at me.
Yeah. And then it went down to 20. Look at that. So some guys bought the top there, guys. And I remember that was the stage where you were talking about buying.
I am some guy.
Literally.
You all laughed at me. Well, I have to say, you're not laughing now, are you?
Exactly that, dude. And if we look, obviously beginning of last year, it was in the region of $1, 60 cents, $1 of where it came. And if you probably look, it's very similar to that. That range was big at that time. It was probably 10 cents to $1. Guys, that's a 90%, 100% range. Some guys bought the top and they go 90% down on their money. They waited for the next cycle. It was a good fundamental project and they got rewarded. And it's the same with this. And it's the same thing that just keeps repeating itself, guys, on where we're looking at. So the one that is interesting for me is Fantom. I think Fantom's nearly getting cheap, Brand. I don't know. Let's see. But for now, it's getting there. I feel Render's showing a lot of strength in the market right now. We're waiting now. So everything's sort of at that pace. I wouldn't be acting too quick just yet on everything now. I'd be dollar costing into these zones, prepping for the next cycle. But everything's looking all right. We're just waiting for, we need some buying volume from Bitcoin, brother. We need some interest there now. We need some interest. Yeah.
Let's quickly look at, let's quickly just quickly got like 1 minute. Let's quickly look at our alts and just see if there's anything that's really talking in our alt portfolio. I saw Gari. Where do you, do you have any idea as to how high that you're expecting that one to go? Because that one's got a fire under it.
It's in price discovery now. So there's no buying, there's no selling right now either. That one's showing strength. We'll look. It's broken. It's taking over right now. So let's give it some time, brother. I think it's going to do well. I think it's still got long legs to go.
Exactly. In the next cycle, either it does amazingly well or it goes to zero.
So quick thing, I know you'll probably speak about it later on the other shows. Obviously, the OpenSea thing was crazy. Do you think this is going to bring a big view to the looks, the competitor of OpenSea? Do you think it's going to, is it an interest? Should we be looking at? Because I saw one thing that was interesting is obviously it's a little bit done now, but let me just show here, is we had a very big spike. And I don't know if that was the time on when it happened. When they found out about this thing here.
There was a spike exactly when there was a spike exactly when it happened.
Just fearfulness,
Well, let me tell you what it is. So once a platform or a network has network effects, nothing can stop it except for three things: government intervention, 10x better competitor, or a breakdown in the technology. Otherwise, network effects will always win. So think about Uber, think about Airbnb, think about Amazon, think about Facebook, think about all of those. They are networks. And no matter what happens, the more people join those networks, the higher the value of the network, therefore the better the network. And it's a self-manifesting cycle. Now, OpenSea has network effects. It's by far the biggest and most prominent NFT marketplace in the world, right? And if you want to sell your NFT and you want the best buy, you're going to go and put your NFT on OpenSea, right? Regardless of now, even if they were hacked, I still believe that people will continue to do it. But they weren't hacked. It was a phishing. What we know right now is it was a phishing scam, a phishing attack on certain users. And I mean, very sophisticated phishing attack, but it was a phishing attack. And so OpenSea itself was not hacked. It was actually the users who inputted their signatures and signed signatures on a malicious email. That's what it looks like at the moment. So it's unfortunate that it happened. It really is unfortunate that it happened. You also got to ask yourself another question, which is something we'll discuss on the show later on today. But what is the value of a stolen NFT? Like, is there a value to a stolen NFT? And I'll tell you why I'm asking the question. There is value to stolen art. I get it. Like, you want to steal the Mona Lisa? Great. In fact, that's how the Mona Lisa actually got its value, is that it was stolen for so many years. And then 2 years later, it resurfaced. And that's really what happened to the Mona Lisa. But with NFTs, you're not actually buying art. You're buying access to a club. You're buying access to an elite group. Now, if everybody knows that Sheldon's got a stolen ape, and he's coming, the stolen ape's coming to the club, but that's a stolen ape. Like,
They all know who he is, yeah.
we all know who he is. We all know that asshole is the guy with the stolen ape. So I don't really see much more of a value in stolen NFTs. Like, I think it's a dumb thing to steal. But where the value is,
sell it? Like, especially if they know. Like,
so what happened is the hacker sold like $2 or $3 million worth of NFTs before people knew what was stolen. So like, the best thing that we can do right now is we can publish a list of all the stolen NFTs, and we can make them like name and shame. Like, hey, this ape number, this is a stolen NFT. And if everybody knows that, then you don't want to be the one holding the hot potato. Because, like, remember with art, you steal art, not everyone can see where the art is.
Yeah.
You steal art, you lock it up in a room. Not everyone can see that you've locked it up in a room, in your bedroom. With a blockchain, it's like everybody can see. Like, that's it.
Yeah,
we know where it is. Like, we know where it is.
It's actually dumb to be from a non-blockchain, but yeah. Okay, brother. Good show.
All right, brother. See you soon. See you later, maybe. I'll be in touch with you. Have a good day at home. We'll see you guys again later. Until then, if you're trading, trade well. If you want to open a KuCoin account and support the channel, then support the channel. There's a description link below. Maybe try not to use the barcode, or maybe use the barcode. I don't know if it works. I hope you paid our subscription. Otherwise, remember, if you want to see Sheldino's charts, they all are on CoinPanel. And if you want to be a smart ass like me and track your entire portfolio on one platform, so I've got my exchange accounts and my non-exchange accounts, then there is a CoinStats link below. Cost you like a whole, I'll tell you how much it cost you. Cost you $3 a month, 10 cents a day. If you want to buy 10 cents, you can actually put it in one place. See you guys again later. Going to be a fun show. Until then, trade well, family.
Much love, man, fam.